What if the life you're living, the person you believe yourself to be, is merely a carefully constructed facade? Not necessarily a deliberate deception, but a collection of roles, expectations, and borrowed beliefs that obscure the truest version of yourself. We often find ourselves adrift in a sea of conformity, subtly pressured to fit molds that society deems acceptable, losing sight of the unique constellation of qualities that make us who we are. This isn't about rebellion for rebellion's sake, but a deeper, more profound journey inward, a quest to unearth the authentic self buried beneath layers of conditioning. Imagine a sculptor meticulously chipping away at a block of stone, not to impose a preconceived form, but to reveal the figure already latent within. Individuation, as we'll explore, is a similar process, a lifelong commitment to removing the extraneous, the inauthentic, to liberate the inherent potential within. It's a journey fraught with challenges, demanding honesty, courage, and a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths we often keep hidden, even from ourselves. We are constantly bombarded with external directives: what to desire, how to succeed, who to love. These narratives, while seemingly benign, can subtly erode our sense of self, leaving us feeling disconnected, unfulfilled, and perpetually searching for something just beyond our grasp. The path to individuation is not about finding easy answers or quick fixes, but rather about cultivating a deeper understanding of our own inner landscape, acknowledging both our light and our shadow, and integrating these seemingly disparate aspects into a cohesive whole. Think of the moments when you felt most alive, most connected to something larger than yourself. Were these moments driven by external validation or by an internal sense of purpose? Were you acting in accordance with your own values or simply fulfilling someone else's expectations? These questions are not meant to induce guilt or regret, but to serve as signposts, guiding us towards a more conscious and intentional way of being. This journey is not a solitary one, though it often demands periods of solitude and introspection. We are all interconnected, and our individual journeys contribute to the collective evolution of consciousness. By embracing our own unique path, we not only liberate ourselves, but also create space for others to do the same. It's a ripple effect, spreading outwards from the individual to the community, transforming the world one authentic life at a time. The illusion of a fixed self can be incredibly compelling. We cling to familiar patterns, even when they no longer serve us, because they offer a sense of security, however fragile. But true growth lies in embracing the unknown, in venturing beyond the confines of our comfort zones, and in allowing ourselves to be transformed by the experiences that life throws our way. This is not a passive process. It requires active engagement, a willingness to question everything we think we know, and a deep commitment to living in alignment with our truest selves. The core tenet underlying this voyage of self-discovery lies in understanding that the self is not a static entity, but rather a dynamic process, a continuous becoming. It's not a destination to be reached, but a direction to be followed, a lifelong unfolding of potential. Consider it akin to a river, constantly flowing, changing, and adapting to the contours of the land it traverses. To dam the river is to stagnate it, to deny its inherent nature. Similarly, clinging rigidly to a fixed identity stifles growth and prevents us from realizing our full potential. A useful comparison can be drawn to the concept of presence. Think about a time when you were truly present, fully immersed in the moment. Were you preoccupied with thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future? Or were you simply allowing yourself to experience the present moment fully, without judgment or resistance? The individuating self operates in a similar fashion, embracing the ever-changing nature of reality and allowing itself to be shaped. by experience rather than clinging to preconceived notions of who it should be. Expanding on this idea, it's essential to differentiate between the persona and the true self. The persona, as the term suggests, is the mask we present to the world, the socially acceptable version of ourselves that we curate to navigate social interactions. While the persona serves a necessary function, allowing us to function effectively in society, it can also become a barrier, obscuring our authentic selves from both ourselves and others. The journey of individuation involves recognizing the limitations of the persona and gradually shedding the layers of inauthenticity that prevent us from connecting with our true selves. To illustrate, picture a child who is constantly praised for their academic achievements, but whose true passion lies in artistic expression. This child may learn to prioritize academic success in order to gain approval, suppressing their artistic impulses in the process. Over time, this can lead to a sense of alienation and disconnect, a feeling that they are not living in alignment with their true selves. The path to individuation for this child would involve acknowledging and embracing their artistic inclinations, even if it means challenging societal expectations or risking disapproval. Contrasting this external focus, a crucial element involves confronting the shadow self. The shadow, a term popularized by Carl Jung, encompasses the aspects of our personality that we tend to reject or disown, the traits we deem unacceptable or undesirable. These may include anger, jealousy, insecurity, or any other emotion that we have been conditioned to believe is bad. However, denying the shadow does not make it disappear. It simply drives it underground, where it can exert a powerful and often unconscious influence on our behavior. Now consider how this applies when you face situations that trigger strong emotional reactions. Are you able to acknowledge and accept these emotions without judgment, or do you try to suppress or deny them? Embracing the shadow involves recognizing that these negative emotions are a natural part of the human experience, and that they can actually serve as valuable sources of insight and growth. By integrating the shadow, we become more whole, more authentic, and more capable of living in alignment with our true selves. As we navigate the intricate tapestry of self, woven with threads of expectation, experience, and inherent potential, a unifying pattern emerges. It's a pattern not of rigid definition, but of fluid movement. A dance between who we think we should be and who we truly are. The echo of this dance reverberates through every facet of our lives, influencing our relationships, our choices, and our very sense of purpose. It's akin to understanding the fundamental harmony beneath a complex piece of music, recognizing the underlying structure that gives meaning to each individual note. Considering the weight of societal pressures and the allure of conformity, it's easy to become lost in the labyrinth of external validation. We chase after fleeting moments of approval, sacrificing our authentic selves on the altar of acceptance. But what if true fulfillment lies not in seeking external validation, but in cultivating an unwavering sense of self-acceptance? What if the key to unlocking our potential lies not in conforming to societal norms, but in embracing our unique imperfections? Drawing these perspectives closer, the narrative shifts from one of external striving to one of internal exploration. It's a move away from the clamor of the outside world and toward the quiet sanctuary within. Think of it as tending a garden, carefully weeding out the unwanted growths of self-doubt and negative self-talk, while nurturing the seeds of self-compassion and self-acceptance. The fruits of this inner labor are not always immediately apparent, but over time, they blossom into a profound sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Reflecting on this journey so far, it becomes increasingly clear that individuation is not a passive process, but an active engagement with the self. It requires a willingness to confront our fears, to challenge our assumptions, and to embrace the discomfort of the unknown. It's a commitment to living authentically, even when it's difficult, even when it means standing apart from the crowd. This commitment, in turn, fuels our ability to navigate life's inevitable challenges with resilience and grace. This path, marked by self-inquiry and shadow integration, leads to a profound realization that wholeness is not about perfection, but about embracing our imperfections. It's about accepting ourselves fully, flaws and all, and recognizing that our imperfections are what make us unique and valuable. Like the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold, highlighting the cracks and imperfections, individuation celebrates the beauty of our scars, transforming them into symbols of resilience and growth. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider the transformative power of self-awareness. The ability to observe our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors without judgment is a crucial step on the path to individuation. It allows us to break free from the automatic patterns of reactivity that often govern our lives and to make more conscious and intentional choices. It's the ability to step back from the whirlwind of daily life and observe ourselves with compassion and understanding, recognizing that we are all works in progress, constantly evolving and becoming. The journey toward wholeness, toward the full expression of our individual potential, is not a sprint to a defined finish line, but a spiraling ascent. We revisit familiar landscapes of self-doubt and societal pressure, but each time from a higher vantage point, with greater clarity and compassion. The accumulation of these ascents shapes not just our individual experience, but the very fabric of the world around us. Consider the act of planting a tree. The seed, seemingly insignificant, holds within it the potential for towering strength and enduring beauty. But the seed cannot realize its potential alone. It requires fertile ground, sunlight, and nourishment. Similarly, the journey of individuation requires a supportive environment, both internal and external, to nurture the seeds of self-awareness and self-acceptance. This internal environment is cultivated through mindful self-reflection, through the courageous exploration of our shadows, and through the unwavering commitment to living in alignment with our values. The external environment is shaped by the relationships we cultivate, the communities we participate in, and the choices we make in the world. By consciously creating a supportive environment for ourselves and others, we contribute to the collective evolution of consciousness. The pursuit of individuation isn't an exercise in radical self-centeredness. In fact, quite the opposite proves true. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness, understanding that our individual journeys contribute to the larger narrative of humanity. As we become more fully ourselves, we become more capable of empathy, compassion, and genuine connection with others. We move beyond the superficial masks of persona and engage with the world from a place of authenticity and vulnerability. The ultimate insight arising from this exploration is that the path to fulfillment isn't about achieving a state of perfect happiness or unwavering success. Instead, it's about embracing the entirety of the human experience, with all its joys and sorrows, its triumphs and failures. It's about learning to navigate the complexities of life with grace and resilience, finding meaning and purpose in the midst of chaos. The true practice begins now, not as a grand gesture, but as a series of small, intentional acts. Choose to speak your truth, even when it's difficult. Embrace your imperfections, recognizing that they are what make you unique and valuable. Cultivate compassion for yourself and others. And remember, the journey toward wholeness is a lifelong adventure filled with endless opportunities for growth, learning, and self-discovery. Let the question then become, what small step will you take today to honor your authentic self?